Now, from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA Sports.
Round one of the Quincy Soccer Civil War earlier this fall didn't yield a particularly satisfying result for anyone involved. So in an effort to avoid another tie, Greg Reese and Matt Longo decided last night that they would institute both an overtime and potentially penalty kicks back into the equation so as to yield a clean finish. Tonight, we actually have that in play. It's actually the Green Devils tonight. Quincy High sporting some new unis, all green tonight. Eric Stratman, assistant coach you saw there, told me just wanted to change things up. 13 minutes in, first scoring chance. Blake Herman usually automatic, but Zeke Little made him automatically disappointed. And then with 7 minutes left in the first half, this is Parker Reese with a header to put QD up 1-0. Beautiful thing from him. Well-made goal off the throw-in. Parker Reese with his 13th goal of the season. And the Quincy High soccer moms, the Quincy Notre Dame soccer moms, I should say, going nuts in this one at this point as they were very excited. The Quincy High soccer moms would have their moment with 12 minutes left in the ball game, at least in regulation. There's Blake Herman atoning for the missed PK. Beautiful shot from him. We're all tied up. We'd go to overtime. We'd play 2 5-minute golden goal overtimes. The Quincy High fans all excited, ready to dance, and they'd have more reason to dance. In the second overtime, Hunter Hosher with the flick of doom. From long range, that's your golden goal and your winner, the 6th goal of the season for Hosher as Quincy High School gets the victory and atones for their tie earlier in the season. Hosher with the heroics tonight as Quincy High wins over QD 2-1 was your final. One other soccer score to pass along tonight. Speaking of overtime heroics, Aaron White and the Hannibal Pirates win on the road at Kirksville 3-2 was your final there. Well, believe it or not, we are, as of today, in the throes of our first postseason action of the autumn. The Golfers are the first to take their crack at state championship glory, and their first step began today with regional play. Really tough regional, really tough track for this guy, Zach Burry and his Quincy High Blue Devils, but good start for Burry, the #1 player on number 15, his second hole of the day. That is an eagle putt, and it is true. The eagle has landed for Burry. He gets to 200 at that point. He's even right here. Long eagle putt on number 2, but look at this. That's a tap-in birdie as he gets back to 1 under. Couldn't score the rest of the day. Ends up with a 75 going backwards, but does finish in a tie for 3rd on the leaderboard with a 75. Colby Rodemick, pretty darn good as well early in this one. Didn't like that approach, but he did like this one here on number 15. One of back-to-back pars for Mr. Rodemick as he started his round very steadily. Finished with a 79 today, the only other Blue Devil to break 80. Quincy High, which usually wins the regional, had to take 2nd place today. That's still good enough to push them into the sectional next week at Pekin. Quincy High finishing 2nd. Zach Burry, as you saw, finished 3rd individually. How about Quincy Notre Dame and Macomb going head-to-head today at the Westview Regional? That's Drew Eaton and Bryce Carper, each team's respective #1. Drew Eaton, pretty good right here. Chipping from the green side rough, rolls it to within 2 feet, and then he'd tap in for par. Good day for Mr. Eaton, who ended up with a 77 on the day. Tough conditions, as I said. Not too bad, though, for Bryce Carper right here, who actually beat Mr. Eaton by a single stroke right here to take a really nice 75 on the day. As Macomb and Quincy Notre Dame both moving on as teams, both those gentlemen in the top 5 today. As you see, Bryce Carper actually had a 74. I take that back, and Drew Eaton a 75. Quincy Notre Dame, Macomb each rolling on to the sectional at Champaign by virtue of 316 and 322 team scores. Nice all-around play there. Class 1 regional today. We take you to beautiful Deer Run in Hamilton. And right off the bat in this one, this is a really nice piece of flat stick work by Peter Greening of Pittsfield, 20-footer. Trying to put something nice on his day. Speaking of nice days, West Central's Jordan McMillan. Boy, he reached the green in 2 on the par 5. He just missed the eagle putt there. Taps in for the birdie. He was your medalist on the day with an 84. Now we move on to hole number 1. Or actually hole number 7, the #1s on the day, and that's Brown County's Ben Hooker hitting a 10-footer on a tough green. Fired a 91 today. That was good enough to help his team onto the sectional as well. Pittsfield Sam Donahoe, well, he found the trees off the tee here on the par 3 8th hole. His 3rd shot from the rough, though, is on the green and pretty good. Sam really needs the bogey putt to fall. He gets it to go at that point, salvaging things. Sam Donahoe advancing to the sectional as an individual. Pittsfield did not get through, but West Hancock did, courtesy of Parker Gibbs right here, who had the par putt on number 8. As you take a look at the leaderboard there, you can see 3 local teams moving on. West Central, your team champion. West Hancock, Brown County also moving along today. Some scores. We'll pass along first tennis. Congratulations to Palmyra moving on to the district finals after beating Berea Academy. A couple of softball scores. Highland jumps all over South Shelby today, and it was Mark Twain getting a victory as well over Canton 5-4 in extra innings. Volleyball, Quincy High improves to 23-1 with a win on the road at Galesburg. Western upsets Unity tonight. West Hancock no match for Liberty. Payson Seymour in 2 over Pittsfield. It was Greenfield beating Brown County in 2. Also Anawan losing to West Prairie. Holy Trinity in 3 straight tonight over New London. Also in 3 straight Central Lee. And in cross country, Quincy Notre Dame finishes second on the boys' side to a really good Taylor team. The QD girls finished third in that triangular, paced by Sarah Lewis's 12th place finish. Talk a little football if we can before we go tonight. In recruiting news, Dalton Keene has found a home. Per Crimson's head coach Mark Grounds, Keene committed this morning to continue his career at Illinois State. Keene had offers on the table from Division I schools, but ultimately decided to go the in-state route with a rising FCS program. New state rankings are out. Clark County moving up again. They're now number 3 in the state, Stephen, in Class 2, in advance of their big showdown with state-ranked and undefeated Centralia coming up on Friday. Also, Hannibal moves up 1 spot on the Missouri side of things. On the Illinois side of things, Concord Triopia, after that loss in the game of the week to Central Southeastern, falls from 2 to 6 in Class 1A. Macomb, Central Southeastern, and Illini West all stay where they were last week. All of those rankings can be found right now at connecttristates.com. Highlights of this show coming there in just a few minutes.